Is Marriott Titanium status worth it? In today's video, we take a mathematical approach and I do a cost-benefit analysis of my Marriott Titanium status based on what I spent in 2024 and how many benefits I got for those expenses. So, let's dive into the data. In today's video, we are going to go through all of my activity with Marriott in 2024 because I was able to maintain my Titanium status. I ended up with 79 elite nights out of the required 75, spent $5,100 out of $23,000 that would be required for ambassador, so did not qualify for ambassador. And we are going to walk through how I was able to get 79 nights for relatively not a ton of expenses. We'll walk through the cost-benefit analysis of having the different credit cards that I use, all of the different hotel stays, benefits of extra perks that I get with these statuses and what I would value them at, and then my overall valuation at the end of whether or not what I did with Marriott is worth it. So let's go ahead and jump right in with first talking about the different credit cards that I have. So I have two Marriott credit cards. I have the American Express Marriott Bonvoy Business Card and the American Express Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant Card. Between these two cards, I already start each year with 40 elite nights out of the required 75. So I only really need to stay at most 35 nights with Marriott every year to maintain my Titanium status. These cards are not cheap. They have pretty high annual fees. The Marriott Bonvoy Business Card costs $125 per year, and the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant costs $650 per year. It's worth noting that if you don't want to go for Titanium and you're just okay with Marriott Platinum status, which is the lowest status that will still get you free breakfast everywhere, the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant Card does come with automatic Marriott Platinum status. They come with a few other perks as well. So with the Marriott Bonvoy Business Card, it comes with an annual free night certificate, which you can use for a hotel stay up to 50,000 points. This year we used it at the JW Marriott here in Las Vegas. It was just a local staycation, and I value that at about $266 based off of the going price of that hotel when we stayed there. We also stayed during low season. I think it was either January or February of last year, and it was raining, so we're not golf people anyway, but most people go to that resort in order to do some golfing and stay during the warmer months, but we just hung out inside the casino while it was raining. The Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant Card comes with a few different perks every year as well. It comes with a free night certificate up to 95,000 points per year, which you can get a lot of value out of. Previously, I've used it at places like the Ritz-Carlton Tokyo. This year, we used it at the Santa Monica Proper Hotel, which had a sticker price of $667. I will note though, while that hotel was fantastic for location and it was really pretty, aesthetically pleasing, it doesn't come with breakfast for Titanium members. So we still had to go out and procure our own breakfast. That was a little bit disappointing, but otherwise it was a very well located hotel, especially just for one night in the Los Angeles area, pretty close to the airport, while doing a positioning flight. The Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant Card also comes with $300 worth of dining credits every year, split into $25 per month or so. And I consistently forget to use this. I think I used about $100 out of the $300 dining credit. I liked this benefit a lot more when it was just $300 off of a Marriott stay, but you got Bonvoyed on that one. Now you have to remember to use that credit every month, and between that and my Amex Gold credits and Built Rent Day and all of those, even though I use different apps like card pointers to track all of these different things, I still forget to use it most of the time. So maybe I remembered a third of the time. The Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant Card also comes with $100 credit to a Ritz-Carlton or a St. Regis hotel, which we did not use. I don't stay at fancy Marriott hotels very often. We'll go through all of the different hotels that we stayed at this year, but most of the time, I'm not staying at a Ritz or St. Regis, and I'm not staying on cash, and I'm not using this credit, which is usually when you're at a cash stay, you get some additional food and beverage credits or other things like that, but I did not use this one, and I also did not use the Priority Pass Select membership through the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant. For me, that's just kind of a redundant benefit because I already have the Amex Platinum, I already have the Capital One Venture X, my husband has the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So for everybody who's like, oh, well, you get all of these different benefits when you have all these different cards, when you do your valuation, make sure that you're not double counting things where you can really only use it once. I only need one Priority Pass membership, so I'm going to value this one at $0. That means for our credit card section, Total cost was about $775 for the year, and total benefits was a little bit over $1,000. Most of that is just going to come from the free night certificate. As long as you can maximize your free night certificate with Marriott on each credit card, everything else on top of it is just gravy. If you are in the market for a new credit card to earn more points and status, but you're not sure what card to get, we offer free credit card consultations at geobreezetravel.com/consultations. We will send you personalized recommendations based on your particular goals, budget, and lifestyle. Okay, now let's dive into the cost-benefit analysis for all my Marriott hotel stays in 2024. All right, let's talk about the cost-benefit analysis for the hotel stays section. So like I mentioned, I got 79 elite nights with Marriott this year, and 40 of them were from credit card spend. So where did the other nights come from? I tallied up the hotel stays this year, and it looks like we stayed 28 days at Marriott hotels. But a lot of them counted for 2 nights each because during 2024 and 2023 and 2022, Marriott tends to have this double elite nights promotion, probably sometime early in the year during the spring, where you could stay at a Marriott and it would count for 2 elite nights instead of 1. Most of the time, at least every time I've seen this promotion, it's only for paid stays rather than point stays. So if you have any plans to travel to somewhere that's relatively inexpensive like Latin America or Southeast Asia, if you can time that vacation during the same time as a Marriott promo to get double elite nights, it's a pretty good way to rack up those elite nights for not a lot of out-of-pocket spend. Like this past year, we stayed at that JW Marriott Las Vegas that I mentioned. That was a free night certificate, so we didn't spend any money there. We just got the elite night. And then I had a business trip over to Miami where I spent $846 on 3 nights. That just counted for 3 nights. But then after that, there were a lot of stays that we got double elite nights for. We visited my husband's family in Arizona. We stayed for 4 nights, spent close to $1,200, but we got 8 elite nights out of that. When we visited Hong Kong, I spent $542 for 2 nights at the Renaissance Hotel, but then got 4 elite nights out of it. We then went to Vietnam, where we stayed 2 nights at the Sheraton Hanoi. I spent $422 and got 4 elite nights. And then we switched over to the JW Marriott Hotel Hanoi, where I spent $555 for 2 nights, but got 4 elite nights. And then we rounded out that trip with 1 night at the Sheraton Taoyuan, where I spent $155 and got 2 elite nights out of it. So for just that vacation in Asia and also in Arizona, I was able to get a lot of elite nights. I think that my Asia trip last year was around March or April, and by then I already had 26 nights from just the hotel double night stays and free night certificate, and so by that point we were up to 66 nights, including the elite nights that come with my different credit cards. Throughout the rest of the year, we also stayed at the Aloft San Francisco one time. I got 3 elite nights from speaking at Travel Summit in Toronto, where Prince of Travel team put us up at the Westin Harbor Castle in Toronto. That's why I have a note here that says, thanks, Ricky, because that was covered by them. We stayed at the Marriott Executive Apartments in Brussels for 3 nights. For that one, it's not nearly as fancy as it sounds. It's just an apartment complex that you can stay at where if you want a kitchenette and a living room and more of an apartment style stay, while in Belgium it's great for families, but it doesn't come with any of the perks like free breakfast or anything else. We spent another free night certificate at the Santa Monica Proper Hotel in California during a positioning flight, and then 3 nights at the Renaissance Dallas when I spoke at Travelmore. So the out-of-pocket cost for all of these different hotel stays was about $5,800, including taxes and fees, for 28 hotel night stays. That's not bad, and just to note, where it says annual qualifying spend, that doesn't always include taxes and resort fees or anything, so that's why on my official Marriott profile, it's listing $5,100 of qualifying spend, even though my total out-of-pocket spend was more like $5,800. So that's the cost side of things. Now let's talk about what did I get as a benefit for the hotel stays. Let's go line by line. So with the JW Marriott in Las Vegas that we stayed at last January or February, we didn't spend anything. We did gain 750 points for that stay. I didn't list out all of the different resort fee credits and everything. I think that was a wash between, we did have to pay some resort fees. I think it was 45 or 50 per person, and we got some drink credits and free breakfast and everything there. If you guys want the full breakdown of everything that was included there, I have a story highlight on my Instagram that will link right here. And if you want me to go back and redo the spreadsheet, just let me know in the comments and we can do that. But I think it's a wash between the resort fees and the casino benefits, so I don't have it all included. For the AC Hotel Miami Wynwood, we spent $846 for 3 nights. I got about $90 of breakfast credits there because of the daily $30 food and beverage credit times 3, and then earned a little bit more than 19,000 Marriott points. For the Moxie in Phoenix, we spent $1,158 and got $15 of credit for breakfast for each person for each day. So $15 will cover a breakfast burrito or pretty much any breakfast entree that you would want. At that Moxie hotel, there were 2 people, so we were getting $30 of credits per day for 4 nights. That comes out to $120 of breakfast credits, and then I earned 17,808 points during that stay. For the Renaissance Hong Kong Harbor, we spent $542 for 2 nights, and their website lists the buffet price as $34 US, so we got buffet breakfast times 2 people times 2 nights, which comes out to $136, and we earned 9,600 points for that stay. Also worth noting, when you reach 50 nights, which we had by this point, and also when you reach 75 nights, you get to select a gift from Marriott. I tend to select the suite upgrade certificates, and for this one, we applied a couple of certificates since we were staying 2 nights, and we got upgraded to the Dynasty Suite, which is huge. It's super fancy and goes for like $1,200 US per night. So here I valued the upgrade of that certificate as $2,424, which is $1,212 times 2, minus the sticker price of what I paid for the base room. So for 2 nights of that upgrade, that's valued at, I would value it at more than $1,800 because that was a fantastic upgrade. We also ate dinner in the lounge one of the nights when we just didn't feel like going out because we were tired. So that's valued at about $20 that we saved instead of going out to a nice restaurant, saved $40 there. Huge win at the Renaissance Hong Kong Harbor. That was probably my favorite Marriott stay throughout the entire year of 2024. With Sheraton Hanoi, we spent $422 for 2 nights. We got breakfast for a couple nights. We also got an upgrade there. That would have been worth $954 if we just paid for that room out of pocket for a couple days. With JW Marriott, very similar, where we got a couple nights of breakfast. We also got some upgrades there from using the certificate, and we did eat dinner in that club lounge because it's not really close to anything walkable at the JW Marriott Hanoi. And then our last hotel in that Asia trip was the Sheraton Taoyuan, where we also ate dinner in the club lounge because we didn't want to walk anywhere after we landed, and we ate breakfast there. So for all of those different hotels in Asia, we spent about $1,674, but then taking into account all of the different benefits with the upgrades and breakfast and everything, I would value that at about $3,300 of upgrades, benefits, not including the points where I earned about 29,000 points from those stays. And then for the rest of the year with like the Aloft in San Francisco, the Toronto trip, the Belgium trip, a couple more California hotels in the Dallas hotel, we spent a total of $2,000. The benefits were not nearly as good for these because I skipped breakfast a lot of those times. I had some Instacart credits to use, so I just Instacarted myself food into the room and ate alone at these conferences. The Marriott Executive Apartments didn't have breakfast served, neither did the Santa Monica Proper Hotel. We didn't really get any upgrade certificates there. I wasn't able to apply any upgrade certificates to these hotels despite trying at every single one, but I did earn some points. I got about 18 or 19,000 points from all of these different stays. So in total for the whole year, cost benefit analysis for the hotel portion, spent about $5,800. We got about $3,500 of benefits from breakfast and upgrades and everything there, and I earned about 85,000 points throughout the year. Are you enjoying these types of videos? If yes, please let me know. Click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for even more points and miles tips every week. Next up is the cost-benefit analysis of a few miscellaneous items that you get with titanium status, and how much I think they're worth. All right, we've covered cost-benefit analysis for credit cards and hotel stays. Let's cover miscellaneous now. But with my Marriott Titanium status, it comes with various other benefits like United Silver status, you get free water bottles in the room, And then also there's different upgrade certificates at the 50-night mark and 75-night mark. I'm not going to double count things like breakfast and lounges and everything because I included all that with the hotel stay section. So how much is United Silver status worth to me? Nothing. I don't think I flew United at all in 2024. So this is one of those things where just because you get different benefits with your status or your hotel stays or something like that, don't put value on those benefits if you don't actually get value out of them, if you don't actually use them. You can't just be like, oh, United Silver status. People online say it's worth like $300 a year. Not if you don't fly United. Same with those different hotel stays where I didn't actually eat breakfast at the hotel due to scheduling or needing to use up other credits or stuff like that. So don't put value on breakfast credits if you didn't eat breakfast. For water bottles, I definitely use the water bottles, especially when traveling to places like Vietnam, where the water in the hotels probably wasn't potable. So let's just say that for every single time that I stayed at a hotel, which was 28 elite nights, we saved about $3 on water bottles per person per day. So across all of the different hotel nights, probably saved about $168 on buying water. I'm just going to average that out across all of the different stays because obviously that would have been cheaper in Asia and a little bit more expensive in places like California. Another thing where people tend to put a lot of value on benefits that may or may not be used is with those suite upgrade certificates. So despite my best efforts at trying to use them in San Francisco and Toronto and Belgium and Santa Monica and Dallas, I had 4 certificates that expired on me in 2024. I contacted Marriott. There was no way to extend the deadline. They couldn't change them out for some other benefit. They did give me 10,000 points for it because they just felt really bad for me that I had tried across 5 different stays to use up those 4 certificates. But I'm going to list down the benefits value as $0 and 10,000 points. And it's a little bit disappointing that so many of them expire. Given that I stay at Marriott 30 nights or so per year, I was expecting to be able to get through the 10 suite upgrade certificates or whatever. Every time I stay at a Marriott, I'm just trying to get through those certificates. Maybe in the future, I don't go for 10 of them. Maybe instead of 10 suite upgrade certificates, I take 5 certificates and then 1 free night certificate at a 40,000 point hotel or something like that. We'll see what I decide to do in 2025. But as far as miscellaneous benefits, no cost to these. They're just included when I reach my titanium or platinum status. And then value of it was $168 and 10,000 points. So this section is pretty negligible in the grand scheme of everything. Coming up next, we put everything together and decide, was going for Marriott titanium status like this worth it? And if you are interested in leveling up your points and miles game and getting more status and more free trips and upgrades, we have a couple of options for you. If you have a trip coming up where you would like to request a fast-track, personalized tutorial, check out patreon.com/geobreezetravel. Through the Patreon, we can prepare step-by-step tutorials for you and also answer any questions you have in our monthly live group coaching. And if you are looking to get even more free travel with points, or you are a business owner or individual who spends more than $100,000 per year on expenses, we typically save our clients somewhere between $30,000 to $60,000 in travel in the first 6 to 12 months of working with our one-on-one points portfolio management service. If that sounds like something that you would be interested in, book a free intro chat with us at geobreezetravel.com/intro call to learn more. All right, let's evaluate what this cost-benefit analysis says about my Marriott status. So this brings us to the overarching question, was Marriott titanium status worth it in 2024 based off of my cost-benefit analysis? Across the different credit cards, hotel stays, and miscellaneous items, I spent $6,618 on annual fees and hotel stays. We stayed 28 nights in different Marriott hotels and got 79 elite nights. Between those hotel stays, the double nights promotions, and the elite nights that come with credit cards. And the value that I got out of that was about $4,777 for the different breakfast and club credits, and then the value of water bottles, the value of free night certificates, and some of the different credits that I used throughout the year. We also earned about 95,516 Marriott points from the different hotel stays. I'm going to value those at 0.75 cents per point. Usually I get a little bit more than that when I do my valuations and spend Marriott points, but I don't actually have any data for that this year because this might seem weird. given that I have titanium status. But you can see with all of my hotel stays, none of these were actually redeemed on points. These are all cash stays. I paid money for these hotel stays and maybe used some suite upgrade certificates to upgrade to a nicer room. But Marriott points are not that easy for me to get great value out of. It's usually much easier for me to just pay for these hotels if there's no good points redemptions in the area, earn points on there, and then I will actually just do a big Marriott redemption every 2 years or so. I know that seems a little bit crazy given this is a points and miles channel, and it seems like everyone on the internet is always just traveling for free all the time with points, but hopefully these transparent cost-benefit analysis breakdowns show that we pay money for our travels as well. I spent close to $7,000 just on the Marriott pieces, not even including everything else. All that to say, I value Marriott points at about 0.75 cents per point. So if I add up the value that I put on the different benefits plus the value of the points as well, let's say that I got total benefit of $5,493. Is that good? Cost is $6,618, benefits $5,493. That means that my ratio is about 83%. Every time I spent $1 with Marriott, about 83 cents of that is going to come back with benefits either in the form of breakfast, lounge credits, points, or something else. I would say that's pretty good, but I don't have much else to compare to at this point because this is the only one of these that I've really done. Also, I haven't seen anybody else do this kind of analysis, so if anybody else knows of anything like this on the internet, let me know. Let me know what kind of ratios they're getting and if 83% is good. I've started to compile my data for Hyatt and American Airlines, which are the other two statuses that I was able to renew in 2024 as well. I have Hyatt Globalist, I have American Airlines Executive Platinum. Let me know if you are interested in seeing a cost-benefit analysis breakdown for those statuses, and I will warn you in advance, they are much more complicated to do valuations for than Marriott because this one, I only stayed 28 nights. With Hyatt, here's a sneak peek, I did a lot of mattress runs with Rio for nights that I wasn't really gonna stay in a hotel, but they were $20 or $40 to stay and get a couple elite nights out of it. And I do a lot more Hyatt points redemption, so just doing the valuation on those is going to be very interesting. Let me know if you guys want a video on that in the future. So I hope you found this video useful. Suggestions for any future topics are always welcome, so let me know in the comments what you would like to see. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, I think you will enjoy this one next.